connecting. I think that's the slowest ever connection in the world right now on my phone. It did a 3, 2, 1 countdown and took about 15 seconds to connect. So hopefully this is working. Good morning and welcome to Sunday. I wanted to hop on very quickly before I head out to see my parents. We're having a lovely Sunday get together, which is our routine that we've had since I left home a few moons ago now. What are you up to today? What part of the world are you in? And how does that influence how you spend your weekend? And so join me for a coffee. Cheers. And I hope you're having a lovely morning. Pascal is first again. How do you do it, Pascal? He says, bonjour, Tracy. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. It is 11:30 a.m. in England today. A kind of wishy-washy grey day. But we are in February as the year is creeping through so quickly. And it's lovely and refreshing outside. So yesterday I posted some photos from training at the gym, and there is no aircon on in the winter, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, because when you go to the gym, you don't want to overheat, or I don't. There are certainly people in tracksuits and hoodies and baseball caps training, and I look at them and my body just weeps for them, because I'm like, how are you not overheating? Even now in my house, I'm like, whoa, and the temperature is probably 7 degrees or something like that. How do you do with temperatures? I have really bad thermoregulation, so I'm either very cold or very hot. There's kind of no in between. And I'm definitely going through a hot phase in life. It's not the menopause that's so many years away yet, touch wood. But yeah, I'm just an internally hot person. So when I lift weights or do cardio, my whole body just wants to jump in the ocean to cool off. Like, it's absolutely insane. Do you guys get hot when you train? And if so, do you sweat as much as I do? I definitely think it's the Irish part of my heritage that just makes me unable to tan and to get sweaty. But to me, I do want to get hot and sweaty when I train. I don't want to be there prancing around and pouting and doing your hair and makeup. It's not a fashion show. I'm there to get my gains. And I kind of wear sweat as a badge of honor. Like, look how hard I've trained to achieve this. And my face goes bright red. My elbows drip with sweat. It like runs down me and my elbows are like ping. But it's such a wonderful sense of achievement. I feel so alive. It just ignites me. It's wonderful. And that's something I really love sharing on social media, is to say, hey, you know, like, go to the gym and get sweaty. That's what it's about. But also put the aircon on in the winter, please, because you don't want to overheat. It's nice to achieve that level of kind of circulation, of pump, where your whole body just is buzzing and alive. But then also comfort-wise, to have ventilation. There's no windows in the gym. It's like in a kind of warehouse where I train. So there's like no airflow. And if you don't have the aircon on, because everyone's in jumpers going to the gym, you can't cool off. So then, yeah, I go into the changing rooms and I'm like, just want to kind of take your clothes off for a minute, cool off, and then get dressed again and go back out onto the gym floor, because yeah, it's crazy hot when I train. And just cranking up the aircon would solve all the problems. Junior says, hi there. Eva says, good morning, Tracy. Good morning. Sebastian says, hi, Tracy, from France. Welcome. Jan says, hi, beautiful lady. Hi there. Scrolling your comments, guys. I think I'm a few minutes behind. Let's catch up before coffee goes cold. Sebastian says, excellent end to the weekend. Oh, absolutely. How are you all spending today? Sebastian says, magnifique. Thank you. Jan says, I'm from the Philippines. Welcome. How is the weather where you are? Are you in your summer or your winter? Here we are definitely in winter. You'll have like a day where it's like blue skies, but then like really chilly. And the next day it will be more mild, but kind of like white skies. So it's kind of hit or miss from day to day how the weather will be. It was raining quite a lot recently, but I think we really need that in life. We need that balance, don't we? Where we have those colder months, those more barren months where the trees are bare and the ground is dark, to then enter into springtime when you have all of this blossom and sunshine and you smell the ground, like it feels like growth. And then obviously moving into the summer, so pretty. Endless days, beautiful memories, lots of outdoor activities. And the autumn is when it's my birthday, so returning to home, golden colours, sunsets that just look like something out of a movie. It's so pretty. I literally love the whole year. And I think that kind of fluctuation in seasons, in weather and temperature and colours is exactly what we need in our soul. It helps you to kind of find that balance and alignment when the weather does come back, when there is more sunshine than showers. And you wouldn't appreciate the sunshine unless you went through stormy weather. Pembroke says, OMG, luminous. Oh, thank you. Cheers to a coffee. Kitan says, beautiful, thank you. Bo says, you are amazing. Thank you so much, very kind of you. Ahmed says, will you marry me, the other one marries me. Who is the other one? And no, I'm not for marriage. Ahmed says, I love you so much with all my heart. Oh, thank you. Sending love and light to you all today. I hope you're having an awesome morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Hicham says, hi. Hi there. And Adrian says, dragon dress in the recent post looked amazing. Oh, thank you. So yes, when I posted that, I felt really like, oh, is this too short or exposed? And obviously it's not exposed because it kind of covers the bits it needs to cover, and I am wearing underwear with the dress. But I have such a long upper body part, and something that I find really difficult is wearing swimsuits. Because I have a long torso, it's kind of when you put it on, and I have like long legs, so they're like the proportions, I'm like a praying mantis, you know, like really kind of long. And then swimsuits end up coming up like here and then out, so rather than like normally it would be like low down and covered. For me, it's like kind of like I've got a wedgie, like it's pulled because I'm so long, or it will dig into my shoulders and I'm like this trying to wear a swimsuit. I can't stand up because the material's just too short. So yeah, wearing that dress, I'm not sure of the name of the style of the dress, but I believe it's like Oriental. In the picture, it looked like mid-thigh length. On me, it's like upper thigh length. So I can only presume that the model was maybe 5 foot or something, like a lot shorter than I am. And on her proportions, it was the right length, but on me, it's not the right length. So, and then I thought to myself, if it was the right length, like, when would you ever wear this? Like, what is it suitable for? And how does it make other people feel? Because even though it's covered, it's still like exposed on the thigh where there's the split, but that's the style of dress it's supposed to be. And I'm guessing it's like Chinese culture perhaps. Are people used to seeing that because it's a part of their fashion and style and heritage, what you would expect? So maybe it just looks more shocking on me or misplaced, because I'm not Oriental, like my skin is not the right shade, or my hair, my face, it's kind of like dressing up in a different culture's clothes. Whereas buying it from the UK, on the model it looked nice and acceptable almost, but on me it just, I don't know, like it didn't look right, but also it didn't look wrong. I kind of thought, I don't know, maybe I will wear it with trousers or some tailored shorts or something and turn it more into a top. But I really want to try new things. I don't want to be stuck in a rut doing the same things over and over again, because you miss out on so much in life. So to wear different colours that you wouldn't normally have chosen, to try different styles of clothing, to try from different countries in the world, not necessarily to become a different culture, to look like your whole wardrobe has changed, but just to say, this is a beautiful top inspired by this culture. I would love to wear this. And I think that's certainly where I'm at, trying to embrace lots of different things to see what that feels like and how it fits into my life, whether I continue down that road or it's just a one-off try on and then you never return to it. So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Obviously that dress fits me very differently to the model in the photo. When I purchased it, it looked in proportion to her, but I'm just a very long, elongated person that it was not in proportion for me. So, and do you think I should try more oriental kind of fashion or not? Should I just stick with how I am, which is kind of living in sportswear 24/7? And also, have you tried different cultures? Have you tried different styles? Have you ever tried to dress American for a day? You know, like clothes really are dress up to us. They put us in a different mindset, a different kind of way of thinking based upon what we're wearing. And a lot of people will dress as kind of golf inspired, sport inspired. Maybe if it's a certain time of year, you may be more festive, or you may wear something that is from a certain movie. If you see your favorite film star wearing it, your favorite singer, and you think, I really like that vibrant, bright pattern or something like that, and you give it a go. Like, is there anything wrong with trying? Even if it isn't right for you, as I say, I will probably still just give the clothes to the charity shop and somebody else can love them and use them and it fits them wonderfully. Or is that something that you don't give to a charity shop because it's inappropriate? I would love to hear your thoughts, because the way I see it is maybe it doesn't quite fit me right, but I could possibly style it with a pair of fitted trousers or something and turn it into a top instead. Drinking coffee before it gets cold, and then I will scroll some comments. I will bring you slightly closer because I am squinting at the light here so that I can see you more clearly. Here we go. Craig says, good morning, beautiful. Good morning, Craig. I hope you're having a lovely day. Harish says, hey, hi there. Ahmed says, this is the girl from your family. I will marry her. Ah, I think you're talking about my daughter. And she's also not for marriage, and she is 18. So yes, she is going to wait many, many years. But thank you kindly. Sukiv says, hello. Hisham says, hi. Hi there. Chuck says, beautiful woman. Thank you, Chuck. Ahmed says, good evening. Good evening, Ahmed. And Yazdam says, very good. Antonio says, bom dia. And Michael says, hello and good morning. Good morning, Michael. Darren says, I wish I could get more healthy. You absolutely can, Darren, at any time of life. I became the most healthiest after having my 2 children. Before my children, I was awful to myself. I didn't eat properly. I didn't sleep enough. I didn't care about myself. I kind of treated myself like the last person on earth. And after having the children, needing that energy to look after them, I then started loving myself like I loved my children. So I turned from constantly criticizing myself and not feeling like I was good enough, kind of finding all my faults and flaws, being my own worst enemy, to then loving my babies and saying, look how perfect they are. They're so unique. They're so different, a boy and a girl. One was taller, one was shorter, one was long and slender, and one was round and squishy. And I just thought, you know, I love my babies. And also, I was a baby once upon a time. I have an inner child. We all have an inner child. Instead of being cruel to ourselves and feeling like we're not good enough, why don't we love ourselves, want the best for ourselves, treat ourselves with kindness and respect, positivity, support, and the healthier you live, the kinder you are to your body, the more it shows on the surface. And yes, small changes can make a big difference. Drinking more water, taking a few more steps in your day, going up and down the stairs a couple more times, switching some sweets and snacks and sugar for some fruit instead. Over weeks and months, it makes a huge difference, huge difference. So please feel that there is always opportunity, there is always chance for growth, improvement, and a happier, healthier way of life. It doesn't have to be what you know the past to have been. We can rewrite our present moment, and we can be the healthiest and happiest we have ever been at any age of life. It's never too late. Never, ever, ever. Scrolling your comments, guys, to catch up. Rakesh says namaste. Oh, thank you. And to you. Sarul has written something in another language, so I'm not sure what that says. I'm afraid I can't read that one. Anderson says hello, and the rest of the message is in a different language, so I can't translate. There's no function for me to do that, but thank you for joining. Romero says, hi there. Scrolling, Lucy says, hi Tracy, I'm from Norfolk. Lucy, my geography, I have heard of Norfolk. Is it the Norfolk Broads? Which I think are up north, Yorkshire kind of way, or am I completely off? Because I'm near the Cotswolds, so that's probably not Norfolk Cotswold. I haven't seen signs for Norfolk around here, so I'm guessing you are up north slightly and I'm more south. But welcome, Lucy. I hope you're having a lovely morning. Iham has said something I can't read in a foreign language. Brian says, good evening. Good evening, Brian. What country are you from for it to be the evening? Scrolling, Michael says hello and good morning from upstate New York. Syracuse, New York. Oh, wow, amazing. I hope you're having a lovely morning, Michael. Joseph says, happy birthday. It's not my birthday, but happy Alive Day. Thankful that we are all here today and able to share in this moment of life how blessed we are to be alive. Attila says, hello. Hi there. Romero says, Amo. Welcome. Jackie has said, happy Sunday. Thank you. And to you. Attila says, gracias. Andrew says, hello, sweet Tracy. Hi, Andrew. Kamlesh says, hello. I hope I'm saying your names right. Attila is Hungarian. Welcome. Rihan says, looking so nice as always. Thank you. That's very kind. David says, you're beautiful. Thank you. And Ray says, hello, sister. Hi there. Welcome. Kai Frank says, hi Tracy, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. Heading to my parents shortly for a lovely relaxing Sunday. We'll probably watch a movie, go for a walk, eat a roast dinner, all of the lovely traditions that we've had since childhood. Victor says, beautiful, thank you. How are you all spending today? What are your plans? And have they changed over recent years? Did you always spend Sunday doing a certain thing? Is it catching up on things that you couldn't do during the week? Is it seeing friends and family? Is it being really lazy, just hitting reset on the clock, relaxing, unwinding? Or is this the day that you do your DIY? Are you tidying, decluttering, doing home improvements and kind of getting down to projects and ticking off your to-do list? Is it your active day or your recovery day? So for me, I try not to train hard on a Sunday because I love fitness, as you may have noticed, but I also want my body to recover. Having Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobility, I have constant inflammation and this causes pain across my body. I live with pain every single day, which makes things like having tattoos and giving birth really easy because I'm used to pain. Doesn't mean that it's not painful, but I can kind of not flinch when I'm in pain. You feel it and you know what that sensation is like, but I kind of just mind over matter. I say, well, this is what pain feels like, so it's never going to feel more than what this feels like. So if I can sit with this, it's never going to become that, you know, because all it is a level of pain. And I think it's kind of having that control over it, that you don't allow it to make you feel distressed or your heart race or start sweating or crying. It's that feeling of, this is what it is. I cannot change it. I can just sit with it. And yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, I would say, because it's given me the opportunity to be able to push my body physically to the extremes in life, because I don't avoid pain like calluses and things. Most people say, oh, that hurts my hand and it's uncomfortable. And I'm like, yeah, it hurt my hand. It feels amazing. Because I guess it's a very close relationship between pleasure and pain, how we feel things and respond to them. And pain doesn't have to be a negative thing. It doesn't have to be overwhelming or ruin your day. You can still have an amazing life living with pain, rather than saying, I'm just going to stop living. I'm just going to sit here and feel sorry for myself. So it's definitely given me a stronger mind to be able to do that. But I also have to then realize what my body is capable of so that I don't have too much pain that then makes me immobile. So yeah, it's that really fine line between wanting to push myself and then knowing to give myself time and space to recover and heal so that I don't have injuries. How often do you train, and have you had any pain recently? How do you deal with pain? Lucy says, there seems to be a real shift occurring at the moment for women not being prepared to accept marriage as the ultimate achievement in life. I'm glad to hear you're embracing that. Yeah, no, absolutely. I've definitely seen that myself. So this is nearly room temperature now, so I'm just going to get rid of this coffee quickly. Oh, lovely. So I was raised in England by my family, who my grandmother from Ireland was raised by nuns, and everything had to be strict Catholic upbringing. So, you know, you marry your boyfriend when you're young, when you're a child. It's ridiculous. It's like saying, let me buy the first pair of shoes I ever try on. And when you try the shoes on, they blister you, or they pinch, or they're not that comfortable. But you've tried them on now, so you've got to buy them. You've got them for life. You can never, ever have another pair of shoes. Maybe you have wide feet. Maybe you need something with a bit more cushioning, a lower heel. All of these things, like whether this relates to men and women alike, but that kind of comparison for your first thing of anything in life, you have nothing to compare it to. You don't know if it's good or bad. You don't know if it's suitable for you. It could be the worst thing in the world for you, but you live with that for the rest of your life because you don't know better. Surely, if you are making a decision to marry a person, to devote the rest of your life to them in sickness and in health till death do you part, you should be allowed to have the life experience to say, is this person right for me? And how many times have you been in a relationship in your life where you would not have married the person that you were dating because as you got to know them, you thought, oh, this is a bit of a clash of mindsets, or our morals are very different, or actually in time they've just become a different person because they were putting up a bravado or pretending to be something they weren't. They were just being polite to get into a relationship, and then as soon as they feel comfortable, they drop their guard. Actually, they're the opposite of who I met them as. And I was sucked into that. I did what my grandparents did, what my parents did, and I got engaged at a young age. I had a family. I was about to be married, and I was like, whoa, this is a hideous, hideous relationship. And I'm so thankful that I came out of that before being married, and I've never, ever wanted to do that again. Marriage to me is something that is not taken the way that it should be. Its intention has been completely thrown away. I think it's more commercialized. I think it's more about a dress and a party and a contract legally binding for financial security, as opposed to the purpose of loving somebody, taking a bullet for them, being there with them on their deathbed. I don't think many people are capable of that. And I don't think many people show love and respect in a marriage. It doesn't make it the completion of, as you say, that life achievement. It makes it more entrapment and misery and the fear of being stripped of your life savings, of your marital home, to say, now I'm homeless and I have no money because I've married this person that treats me terribly and I can't leave. So yeah, marriage for me is not something I would ever want. I am, however, a very loyal, respectful, responsible person. And sorry, teeth aligners going back in. I can't wear them to drink coffee else they stain. And I believe the way that I treat a partner is the same way that I treat a marriage. 100%. Complete devotion, complete trust. I don't get jealous. I don't check up on people. I say, just meet me on a level, you be you and I'll be me, and we are authentically ourselves. You don't need a ring or a piece of paper for that to be that level of respect and love. And I don't date people or be in a relationship for the sake of it. I don't care about being lonely or missing out. I only invest my time in someone that invests their time in me. And I think that's how marriage should be. But you don't need to be married to act like you're married. And I've never seen a marriage that I would want. All I see is people kind of disrespecting and resenting each other because they've made a decision when they were young or many years ago that they no longer agree with now. They no longer have those same feelings, or they've grown apart, but they stay together for the kids or financial reasons, or just because they've accepted that level of disrespect, suffering and unhappiness, that it's become normal. And yes, I think a lot more people nowadays, marriage is not existing in the same way. Relationships are no longer long-term, because online dating has just killed it for people. There's too much choice. It's the temporary high of buzz of getting to know someone, followed by then disappointment, by then seeking that temporary high again, and everybody is just interchangeable. It's like playing a game of chess. You know, all the pieces flying everywhere. It's not actually sustainable. It doesn't feed your soul. So yes, I think the world has definitely changed from when I 20 years ago was engaged, and I would never do that again. Quite happily, never. Czad says, hi there and welcome. Are any of you married, engaged, in long-term relationships? And if so, what do you think is the key to a happy, healthy and sustainable relationship? For me, I think it's honesty and communication. To know, irrespective of if it's embarrassing or disappointing, to know exactly what your partner is like. To be able to say, oh, I failed today, I did this wrong, or oh, I've messed up, I've said this, I didn't mean it, or I thought this. Just to be really open and honest, rather than pretending to be something you're not, or years down the line, skeletons coming out of the closet and ruining something good because you couldn't address it at the time, and it snowballs, and lies and deceit build this tangled web that destroys foundations. Brennan says, hi there. Mohammed says, hi. Abdul says, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Rihan says, are you drinking tea or juice? I just had an oat flat white, so oat milk and coffee from my coffee machine. I like a morning coffee, and then throughout the day I have green tea, lemon tea, and water, and that's kind of the only stuff I drink, really. What do you drink, and what do you love in the morning? Gold says pretty. Mohammed says love. Oh, thank you guys. And Arturia says, hi my love. Hi there. David says, I love your accent. Oh, thank you. What is your accent, David? Where are you from? Sigur says, I'm from Bangladesh. Welcome. Vincenzo says hello. And Ariel says, thank you. I can't read that out. That's a little bit inappropriate. Orlando says, hola. Sigma Baldo says, hi. Jiva says, can I join your living room? So I'm just in my bedroom, actually, which is quite cozy space. You may see the bed. If I'm in the lounge or living room, as you may call, my dogs will jump all over me, and they'll woof and lick and stick noses in my face. So it kind of makes it a bit chaotic to do a video. So I thought if I just sit here nice and calmly, it's kind of my safe haven and just peaceful area to do a live. I can also have a plug for the stand and the light so that I can speak to you. And it's not as chaotic if the doorbell rings and all the dogs just jump and knock over the camera. So yes, where are you all? As you are watching, are you in your home? Are you at work perhaps? Are you out and about seeing your friends and family? Where are you as you watch this video? I'd love to know. Joey says, hi from the Philippines. Welcome. Lonka says, salam. And Jonathan says, onesie. Onesie? Kevin says, you have a beautiful body and physique. Why not flaunt it? You work hard enough for it. Oh, thank you. I think if you're relating to the dress from yesterday, yeah, I probably would go for a longer dress. Just like slightly longer dress, and I don't think I would wear that in public, but I guess at home with a safe angle that everything's covered is a bit different to try on. And Dennis says, happy Sunday, greetings from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Oh, welcome. Umar says, hello from Mauritius. Incredible. How are you spending your day today in Rotterdam and Mauritius? Patrick says, good noon from Belgium. Belgium. Oh, I feel like we need like a world map every time I come on live, and then we can like put pins in the map. You can teach me geography. to find where these countries are, and we can see where we come from, because that's so fascinating that we can all be here at the same time from across the world. It's wonderful. Steve says, I love your accent. Thank you, Steve. What is your accent and where are you from? Mahesh says, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Trying to catch up on your comments, guys, so please forgive me, I'm a few minutes behind. Kabir says, my dear honey. Oh, thank you. Joseph has sent hearts and said, love you so much. Thank you. Sending love and light to you all. Vitali says, bonjour, welcome. Ray says, Tracy, good morning. Good morning, Ray. Rihan says, your smile crushes me. I'm a very cheeky smiler. But thank you, and I hope you have lots of smiles throughout your day. Whatever you are doing, laughter is the key to happiness. Lots of positivity, lots of energy, lots of light, and maybe a coffee or two. David says, morning. Good morning, David. Takara says, you're so sweet. Oh, thank you. Somebody has said super, but I'm afraid I can't read your name. It's in a different language. Scrolling. Glenn says, so gorgeous. Glenn from Sydney. Welcome, Glenn. What time is it where you are in Sydney? It is 12 o'clock lunchtime in the UK, and I'm about to head to my parents. Lucy says, we need to treat ourselves as we would our own child, with kindness and sensitivity. Absolutely, Lucy. I totally agree with that. And that's how my life kind of took this turning point, was having my babies, because I realised that I am no good to anyone if I can't be good to myself. If I am constantly tired or sad or feeling rubbish, you are then that role model to your own children, and they will see you being sad, and they will see you being nasty to yourself, and they will be nasty to themselves. And that's the last thing that we want. What we need to do is be the change in the world. We need to be that voice of reason, that kindness, that patience, that compassion. And the nicer we are to ourselves, the easier it becomes to be nice to everybody, to spread that warmth and love. And it just becomes this kind of magnetic gravitational pull that everybody around you just meets you with such kindness and respect in return. It's almost like it's resonating out of you. And yes, it took me many years of feeling inferior, inadequate, and not good enough, terribly bullied and just constantly insulted, before I just one day woke up and said, why am I treated this way? Why do I accept this? And it's not okay. And I would rather be alone for the rest of my life than treated badly by someone who doesn't deserve you or understand or accept you. So yes, it's definitely a bonus in life being a single parent. I've raised my babies alone since they were born. They're now 18 and 14, coming up for in April. And I would not have it any other way. It was the most beautiful, peaceful, kind, calm, safe haven in our home. And I just wouldn't have had that had I have been in an unfaithful, disrespectful relationship for the rest of my life and marriage. Gordon says, from Nova Scotia, welcome. Arturo says, you look absolutely stunning, beautiful as always. Oh, thank you. Scrolling, Breda says, hello from Algeria. Oh, wow, amazing, welcome. Scrolling, guys, Gordon says, good morning, Gordon. Just those says, hello, lovely lady, hello, welcome. I hope you are all well. Mystery Man says, happy Valentine's week to all. Is it Valentine's week? Oh, gosh, that's crept up really, really quickly. Happy Valentine's to you all. And if you are with someone this Valentine's or not with someone this Valentine's, you can still be kind to yourself. So take a moment, Valentine's Day, Valentine's week, or the build up, to pour yourself a cup of tea or coffee, to run yourself a bath, to be kind to yourself, to give yourself a hug and just say, hey, we've got this. We are here in life for a reason. Everything that has happened up until this point has made us exactly who we are. Whether it feels like people have let us down, failed to understand who we are, broken our hearts, left us feeling disappointed, left us feeling deceived, it doesn't reflect on who we are as a person. We did not deserve any negativity in life or any bad treatment. It's other people who are hurting others. So please do not see that as a reflection on your own value and self-worth. You are incredible, you are wonderful, you are loved, and you are more than enough for the people who deserve you. So be kind to yourself this Valentine's, whether you have someone special in your life or they are yet to come. Be kind to yourself. And the kinder you are, the more you treat yourself with love and respect, the easier it is for other people to also love and respect you. So I hope that you can do something nice. Treat yourself to something. Buy yourself a t-shirt if you wanted a t-shirt. Go to the golf club if you want to play golf. Take yourself to the cinema. Have a certain meal that you love. Listen to your favourite song. Read your favourite book. Do your favourite hobby or activity. And just be kind to yourself, as if you are dating yourself. Do something that you would want someone to do for you, but for yourself. And we can still have that love and kindness there. It doesn't have to be a gift from somebody else to make us feel like we're worthy. We can gift ourselves. We can be there for ourselves. So yes, that's a really lovely sentiment for Valentine's week. Lucy says, emotional pain is the worst though. It certainly is. Definitely the scars that we cannot see cut the deepest. And I have always found that things to do with the heart hurt me far more than tattoos or childbirth or having a chronic disability that puts me in daily pain. When your heart hurts, your lungs hurt, your soul aches, your whole body is heavy, and sometimes it can feel like it's impossible to get back to that light and easygoing, energetic state. But emotional pain does not last forever. We go through phases of grieving, of processing what has hurt us, what has distressed us or caused us fear. And eventually we do find that peace. Our mind works through it. We dream about it. We reflect upon it throughout the day. We have different sensations and thoughts and feelings. And sometimes we might feel like we've completely achieved it and got over it. And then the next time it's like it's happened for the very first time again, and it throws us back to the start. But that's the beauty of life. The fact that we can feel pain shows us that we care enough to feel pain. Emotional pain, love and heartache and sadness. Because if we didn't care, what would life be? We would just be numb. We would be hollow and empty, a bobbing cork on the surface of the ocean. What we need to be able to do is have that perspective of unconditional, incredible love from animals and children and people who truly accept and understand us, versus the most pain and suffering possible. And then we find this beautiful balance, because love cannot exist without the absence of love, just as sunshine cannot exist without darkness. So we need to have those two extremes, and we need to experience both of them wholeheartedly. Lean into that. When you are sad, cry. Let it out. Do not deny it. Don't bottle it up. Don't hide it away, and never feel ashamed of it. And when we go through those moments, those lows in life that really do cut us deep, we then know that we can bounce back up and feel brighter than ever. That sense of relief when we can feel the opposite of that is incredible. And we wouldn't have that if we couldn't have first felt that. To have that low gives us the beauty of the high that follows. The sunrise after a storm, the blue skies when the clouds part. How can we ever truly appreciate that if we haven't seen otherwise? So we should be happy and grateful for the growth that it gives us, that mindset and approach, because if I hadn't have gone through the worst things in my life, I wouldn't be as grateful and understanding and appreciative, try saying that with teeth aligners on, as I am today. I would just be like, oh, well, that's nice. Instead of, this is incredible. How lucky are we to be here? It's not just okay to be alive. It's a miracle to be alive. It's a celebration. And I will go outside and I will live and I will experience and just absorb absolutely everything. It will all go into my soul and just fill me with happiness, because it means so much to me. And if I hadn't have seen the worst, I could not have appreciated the best. So thank you all for joining me today, guys. I'm afraid I'm going to have to dash because I have to go and see family. So having a lovely Sunday, resting, relaxing, and just spending it with your nearest and dearest. I hope wherever you are, whatever you are doing, that you do so with kindness and love and an appreciation for life. Seize the day. Realise that we are here. It's a miracle to be alive, to have opportunity, freedom of choice, and the ability to do whatever makes you who you are. So never feel ashamed or guilty or embarrassed for loving the things that you love in life. Do so with your whole heart, unconditionally, without judgment, without criticism, without the need to impress or be what others expect of you. Just be yourself, love yourself, and know that you are perfectly enough for the right people who deserve you. So thank you for joining. I hope you have a lovely day.